What's happening, family? It's Cat Sports again. Back for another afternoon with my people. Now, as usual, before I get started, let me give a shout out to the JBT community. Just boxing talk. We're a group of people that just love to talk boxing. And we're always looking for others to join us. And you don't have to have a podcast or a channel or anything like that. The only requirement is you just have to love to talk boxing. BN Boxing News in the building. Thomas Hill, hashtag JBT in the building. What's up, T Hill? How you be, bro? Tim Layton, hashtag JBT in the building. What's up, Tim? So we had that bare knuckle sighting this morning. No, that was him. How that person, first time in the hangout, knew you was a Cowboys fan. Come on, man. Salute, Tim Layton. Mike Masick in the building. Salute, Mike. Did I say Tim Layton, hashtag JBT? Can't forget that JBT. It's Showtime, the guy pass in the building. What's up, everybody? Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Got to mention my guy. Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And welcome to another episode of Cat Sports Boxing Talk, the History Channel. And this is the Monday afternoon edition. As we start a new week. How was that weekend? Mine was cool. We had some NFL playoffs this weekend. And we still got 2 more games in the wild card round. Going to be played tonight. Remember? And let me see, the 4 games this weekend kind of cleared the picture up just a little. You know. At least I know my Ravens. It's been narrowed down to 2 teams who my Ravens might play next weekend. They're either going to play the Texans or the Steelers, depending on what happens tonight. As a matter of fact, let's do this. Let's take a quick look at the games this weekend, you know. After all, this is a sports channel. I know it's primarily boxing, but it's called Cat Sports. So let's take a quick look at the playoffs games this weekend. There's Bruce Gas, boxing, jazz, and more in the building. Salute to Bruce Gas. Welcome aboard. We're going to take a quick look at the playoff games this weekend. Like I say, this is a sports channel, okay? Now, we had 2 games Saturday. The Texans beat the Browns 45-14. What was wrong with the Browns? He's going to have a playoff game in 2024 and start Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco came in the league in 2008. That's almost 20 years ago, man. And true to form, game on the line in the 3rd quarter. I think the Texans leading by a touchdown. Joe Flacco throws back-to-back pick sixes. You hear me? Back-to-back pick sixes, man. Cleveland deserved to lose. Making a bonehead move like that. Joe Flacco. I knew their starter was hurt, but you mean to tell me you couldn't find a quarterback anywhere better than Joe Flacco? Come on, man. I guess they said, well, he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Yeah, almost over a decade ago. Oh, man. I didn't even know he was Cleveland's quarterback. I was watching the pregame, and I saw him getting interviewed in the pregame show. I'm like, did Cleveland make him an assistant coach or something? I saw him on the sideline with his uniform on. What? But anyway, they got the Mets beat out of them 45-14, and they deserved it. Joe Flacco, come on, man. He ain't Tom Brady. And then the Chiefs beat the Dolphins 26-7, I believe. It was cold out there, man. I think they said at game time the wind chill, the temperature was like 20 to 30 below zero. And the Dolphins never really got on track. Yeah. Yep. Dolphins never got on track. Yeah, Tim Dallas. Well, the first step they got to make, they got to get rid of Dak Prescott, man. They just are not going to win a Super Bowl with Dak. He was another one. 2 pick sixes. Now, you might get away with that when you're playing the regular season teams 4-6 or 3-10, you know. But in the playoffs, you're playing the best teams in the league. And most of them are playing their best football right now. So you ain't getting away with no quarterback throwing 2 pick sixes in the playoffs, man. You just ain't getting away with it. And the only reason Dallas only lost by 2 touchdowns was because Green Bay took their foot off the gas too soon. Had to put the first string back in. Yeah. If they had they had them about 30 with 6 minutes to go. Dallas got a couple of garbage touchdowns, but they really got the head handed to them, you know. The score was misleading. It was way worse than a two touchdown beating. Way worse. But anyway, on Sunday, the Packers beat the Cowboys 48-24. And the Lions, the best game of the weekend was the Lions and Rams. The Lions won 24-23. So the Texans, Chiefs, Packers, Lions go on. Browns, Dolphins, Cowboys, Rams go home. And 2 games tonight. We had Steelers at the Bills and Philly at Tampa Bay, I believe. I believe Philly's on the road. Yeah, the Eagles are not playing too good at the wrong time of the season. They're kind of not playing their best right now. It's not a good time to not be playing your best. But let's get into this boxing thing. I just wanted to touch on the playoffs real quick. And as we go through the playoffs, I'll be giving updates on them. Yeah, you can't do that, Tim. 2 pick sixes in the playoffs. And the Browns, I don't know. I just can't get over that. They couldn't find a quarterback better than Joe Flacco anywhere in the league they could have signed, man. Come on, man. Joe Flacco started in 2008. What is he even doing still on an NFL team in the first place? As soon as I saw him warming up, I knew Cleveland was going to lose, and I knew they were going to lose bad, man. Because football has changed. The era of the drop back, pocket quarterback is over. You still had the big arm quarterback, but you got to be mobile nowadays, you know. Just look on the other side of the field at Houston's quarterback. That's the quarterback of nowadays, not Joe Flacco. You still got the good big arm quarterbacks like a Josh Allen, but he's mobile. He can also run. Patrick Mahomes. You still got the big strong arm quarterbacks, but they can also run. You got to be mobile. You know, you can't win with the Joe Flaccos nowadays. You just can't do it, man. I don't know if Cleveland got what they deserved, man. To throw Joe Flacco out there. Come on, man. I mean, Joe Flacco wasn't even mobile in his prime. You know, I've been a Ravens fan since they came to Baltimore, and I've seen Joe Flacco his whole career. He was a good quarterback, but he wasn't mobile when he was 21 years old. He wasn't mobile. The man's almost 40. He can't play in today's game. You got linebackers that run like running backs. Go to the combine. Back in the day, the best 40s was always like the running backs, receivers. Now you got some of the best 40-yard times coming out of the linebacker groups. Come on, man. No. But anyway, they got what they deserve. Putting Joe Flacco out there. Come on, Cleveland. But we had fights this weekend. I'm going to go over that real quick. And then today, I'm going to do something different. Since Bare Knuckles came into the hangout this morning, and we never did get our rundown on Bare Knuckles boxing, so I'm going to do it. You want something done, you got to do it yourself. So I'm going to give a little history of Bare Knuckles boxing today, okay? Yeah, man. So we're going to do that, and we're going to do the history. Where are we now? I think it's bantamweight. I'm going to take a look at the bantamweight division. We're going to take a look at the bantamweight division, history of that later on. And we're going to have a good show. Starting out this week, happy Martin Luther King's Day to everybody. I forgot all about it, was a holiday. Yeah. But I still had to work, you know. My line of work, you know, we're open 24/7. You know where I work. So I had to work. But I only work 4 hours now. I'm coming out in May. Like, retiring May. I got January, February, March. I got like 4 months. And me and Jay Hardcore are gonna cut up. Yep. You might look at the hangout in the morning and you might see me over there in the hangout. I mean, physically in the hangout in the morning. Yeah. But yeah, I'm only working 4 hours a day now, 8 to 12. I got like 4 months to retirement. And then that's it. Yeah, we had fights this weekend. We had the Better Be Ab. I'm gonna call him Better Be Ab because that's what the ring announcer called him. And I'm pretty sure they got it straight from him or one of his people how to pronounce his name. So that's what I'm gonna call him. Archer Better Be Ab. Because that's what the ring announcer called him, right? And you know they got it right because they probably asked him or one of his people how to pronounce it. I always thought it was a Better Be Ab. No, that's what he said. Better Be Ab. Okay. But he got the win against Callum. Okay. It was scheduled for 12. It was for Archer's, what was it? Arthur has the WBA, WBO, and Arthur has WBC, IBF and WBO, right? Bivol has the WBA, and they say that fight is all set up now. I know the Bob Father said after the fight, sometime in the middle of the year. Okay, so yeah. My friend Jay Hardcore made a mistake and said February. Sorry, Jay. This is January, so it can't be February. But yeah, that was after the Cowboys lost, by the way. So he was having a good day, bad day. I hope he ain't listening. Yeah. But I better not talk too quick because my Ravens play next weekend. It's going to be the Texans or the Steelers. I think it's going to, if the Steelers win tonight, we'll play the Steelers. If the Bills win, then we play the Texans. I think it's going to be the Texans because I don't have Pittsburgh going up there to Buffalo and beating the Bills. The Bills are a dangerous team, man. They had kind of up and down season, but they're that team you don't want to play, man, because they got that Josh Allen back there. That's a bad guy, man. He can light up and take over a game. So as long as they got him, they got a shot. Okay. But yeah, that'll be next weekend. My Ravens get into action. But anyway, where was I talking about? The Better Be Callum Smith fight, right? Better Be's 100% knockout rate remains intact, and he retains the IBF, WBC, and WBO strap, light heavyweight titles. 7th round TKO over Callum on Saturday. Callum was a former super middleweight champion. His only loss before this one had been to Canelo himself. Okay. That was a great performance by Better Be Ab. Okay. And like I just said, it all but assured a showdown with Bivol, because the Bob Father himself said they're looking for a fight in the middle of the year. Of course, in Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is trying to take over boxing. And it's a good thing because they're getting us to fight. Okay. I was been to Saudi Arabia before, although it was with Uncle Sam. It wasn't no vacation or nothing. I was over there in that desert. We had to go over there and get Saddam Hussein out of Kuwait, remember? Yeah, I was over there then. I didn't do no fighting though. You know, I was way back on the back lines, way back there. But as far back as you could get. Okay. But anyway, yeah, Bob Father said that should be in Saudi Arabia around the middle of the year. So I got, who y'all got in that one? I'm going with Bivol. Okay. I think he has got the skills to keep away from better Biev, you know, score, move. And I think he can do it for 12 rounds. Because remember, Anthony Yard, he had success early in that fight now, moving and boxing. Better be remember? And I think Bivol can do it for 12 rounds. I really do. But the good thing about it is we are going to see, okay? It's not going to be one of those fights where we wait 5 years and then they both pass their prime and we finally see it. Well, that'll be every 39, so hey, but we are going to see it, okay? You know what I'm trying to say. He's way past his prime. But we are going to see it. And it should be in the, I guess around summertime. Middle of the year, what's that, around June? Yeah. So that's going to be a long layoff for both of them, but not that bad. But they both had almost the same length because Bivol fought last month, remember? Only a couple weeks ago. So it was like, what, 2 weeks in between the fights? Oh, come on. Excuse me. That doesn't say who it is, so you don't get answered. That's my wife. You know him. Excuse me for 1 second, please. Hello? Hello? I guess I gotta call her back. But anyway, yeah, that should be around June, and they both have the same layoff. What did they fight, like 2 weeks apart, something like that? Yeah. So I got Bivol though. Who y'all got in that, man? I think Bivol would be able to has the movement and the skills to stay away from those big sledgehammers Bivol carries at the end of his arms for 12 rounds. And get the UD. But like I was just saying, the thing about it, we are going to be able to see it. You know? What's up? Yeah. I'll be down there. 13. Yeah, okay, I'll find you. I'll be down there about 6. Maybe around the time you're getting off. Pick you up, okay? Okay, bye. Love you. Bye. She calls me and asks me what I'm doing. You know what I'm always doing at 2:28 on weekdays. What am I usually doing at 2:28 on weekdays, my people? Talking to y'all, right? You know. But it's all good. That's Miss Cass, so I couldn't let that one go past. I had bare knuckles boxing up here on my screen. Now I got to re-find it. Yeah, but Tim, that was bare knuckles this morning. It's no doubt in my mind that wasn't him. How does this person know you like the Cowboys? Remember, Tim, they came in and made the comment kind of teasing you about the Cowboys? Forgot what the exact, but it was something like, how about them Cowboys, Tim Layton? Well, how does this person, first time in the hangout, know you like the Cowboys? It had to be bare knuckles. And see, that's Jay's channel. I couldn't 86K. I mean, coming here, he getting 86K. You know, I'm a no-nonsense type of person. Man. Don't have time for games. I'm 64 years old. Have no time for that type of games, man. All we did was treat that guy good, man. Put him in our lineup. First week, he didn't have 50 subscribers. But maybe if you don't have 10 different channels and put all your subscribers together, you would have had 50 the first time. But what did we do? We all got together and got him 50 by the next week. Then he disappeared off the face of the earth. Now he comes in and out of our lives with different names. Bare Knuckles, you are a sick motherfucker. Excuse my French, and I'm gonna let that go at that. If you're out there, that's what you are. Now let's go back to Better Be Even Smith. Okay. Now, yeah, Better Be Ev had a great performance, man. He controlled them with his jab early and kept hitting them with big power punches, early in the fight. Strong, hard jab like a power punch, And then you can see the difference in the power early in the fight, man. And Smith tried to fight back, but by the third round, his face was all swollen. He was bleeding. And Better Be Ev didn't have any trouble at all breaking him down, I mean, every round went past, it just got worse and worse. Every round was worse than the round before it, Then in the seventh round, Smith just got desperate, ran straight into a big right hand, man. And then they got him in trouble. Then Better Be Ev came with a flurry and dropped him. That was round 7, right? He dropped him. And he made it up. And then Better Be Ev dropped him again soon after that, and Buddy McGirt had saw enough. Threw the towel in. But anyway, Better Be Ev goes to 20-0. 20 knockouts, 100% knockout rate intact. And Callum, that was only his second loss. So he got losses, Canelo and Better Be Ev. That's nothing to hang your head about, He lost to 2 great fighters. He got 29 wins, 21 knockouts. He's a typical European fighter, They can't fight. I mean, I'm sorry, They look good over there. Once they get a title, they refuse to come out of England and fight anybody, and they look good, Picking C-level fighters to come over there and fight against, But once they have to come out of there and fight somebody, they get exposed every time, man. Every time. But now Better Be Ev he's got to go in there against Bivol next. So, okay, it won't be no Callum Smith. It won't be this type of performance, that's for sure. I think Bivol's going to get him. Now, the co-main was Christian and Billy against Rohan Murdoch. That was a tough guy, man, Murdoch. Woo-wee. One of them Vila type people, man. Too tough for his own good. The guy should have went on down. But in Billy, man, he's not defensively responsible at all. He just comes out swinging, wide open. No matter whether he throws a left, right, whatever, he's wide open for a counter. He doesn't beat Morrell, he doesn't beat Plant, he doesn't beat Ubu, he doesn't beat the Mexican Monster, he doesn't beat Jamal, he doesn't beat none of the top guys at 68, I don't think, because they're going to catch him. Those are all experienced fighters, and you come in there winging wide open for counters like that, you're not going to be in there against Rohan Murdoch every time, man. So, he's going to get his. He's going to fight Canelo. Nah, Canelo will stop him. Boxing Mania podcast in the building. What's up, bro? We are right now just taking a little look at the fights from Saturday. I know you probably heard about them before, but you haven't heard the Cash Sports version of them yet. Well, Billy, man, I don't think he beats any of the top guys. He got to be a little defensive responsible. He is zero defensive responsible, man. It's just like he never heard the word defense before. He just depends on overwhelming people and get them out of there. And he's powerful and very aggressive, and it's been working. But like I say, he hadn't been in there for Morrell or Mexican Monster or Plant, Canelo. He hasn't been there with anybody like that yet. And when he does, I think he will get exposed. Yep, he will get exposed. Now, and Billy came out as expected, swarming all over Murdoch. And like I was saying, he can be counted because he's not defensive responsible at all. Zero, zilch, nada. Okay. Now I thought Murdoch touched the mat in the first round, but the referee said it was a punch behind the head, so he ruled it he ruled it not a knock. He didn't count it as a knockdown. Okay. Now, and Billy dominated the first 4 rounds easily, but he slowed down a little bit in the 4th round, right? But when he slowed up, Murdoch did nothing whatsoever to take advantage of it. And then Billy picked back up in the 5th round, right? And he just he put a terrible beating on Murdoch in the 5th round, man. I don't know why that guy didn't just go down. But then after the round ended, his corner told him another round like that, they were going to stop it. And he responded well. He came out in the 6th, and he was doing better. But then toward the end of the round, and Billy caught him and started catching him with big shots again. And, his corner said that was it, waved it off. And then Billy goes to, 26-0 now, 22 knockouts. Murdoch is 27-3. He has 19 knockouts. And I thought the best fight of the night was Jason Maloney and Saul Sanchez. Yeah, those 2 guys went at it, man. That was a great fight. Now, Maloney got the what was it, a majority? Was it a majority decision? Let me see, I got it written down somewhere. Let me see. I'm not sure. No, he got the unanimous. No, he got a majority. Right, 1 judge added a draw. I thought Sanchez edged it out. I would have been happy with a draw too, but I thought Sanchez edged it out. But I ain't mad because Maloney was the champion, and it was that type of fight, man. I wasn't mad about it, but I did think Sanchez edged it out, man. Yeah. Now Maloney started out. He was the stronger and more busier and sharper of the 2 starting out, but Sanchez didn't take long to catch up, man. It was just a good scrap. They both had their moments, There was no really dominant rounds by either one of them. That was a very hard fight to judge, man. Very hard fight to judge. And both fighters gave 110%, man. They left it all in the ring. And like I said, 1 judge had it 114, and the other dude had 2 had it 116, 112 for Maloney. I ain't mad. Although I did think Sanchez edged it out. But hey, Maloney was the champion, and it was that type of fight. Now, if Maloney would have been the challenger and got that decision, then something would have been wrong. But being the champion, yeah, I'm okay with it. And Maloney goes to, I think he's got a loss. He's got 2 losses. He lost to Monster and somebody else. But he's 27-2 with 19 knockouts. And Sanchez is 20-3 with 12 knockouts. Then the rest, we had a few prospects on the card, a woman's fight. The woman's fight was a rematch. And the girl got her get back because she had lost the first fight. She ended up winning the second one. And we're going to take a look at bare knuckles boxing today. Since the cat that called herself Bare Knuckles didn't do it, I don't see any new people in here. Well, he could be a voyeur, But if he comes in, he's getting kicked out because I can tell by the way he chats. Came in the hangout today, teasing Tim about the Cowboys. But that's where he messed up at. He didn't think. How would a new guy never been in the hangout before know Tim liked the Cowboys? And Jay had a good thought. He said, well, maybe Tim knows the guy. So we asked Tim. Tim never heard of him. So that was Bare Knuckles. Sick guy, man. Sick guy. Running around with 10 different names. In our chat, he used to be in the chat with like 3 of his different identities in there talking to each other. All 3 of them in at the same time talking to each other. We're thinking of 3 different people as him. Ain't that crazy? Hey, that's what they mean when you got to watch some of these sick people on this social media, man. I'm telling you. People like Bare Knuckles. That's what they was talking about. Thick. Yes, thick. I remember one time, I'm going to tell you the story real quick, and then I'm going to leave Bare Knuckles alone. One time, I had dropped the link, and it was a bunch of us in here, and GP came, and he had his son with him, so him and his son was driving or something. So it was me, Bare Knuckles, and I think Thomas Hill. So we did a little interview with GP's son, right? So the next day, Bare Knuckles is up on the link and we talking, and he says, I'm going to interview a lot of amateurs once I start my channel. And I'm like, that's cool. Good idea. He says, I already had my first interview. So I'm thinking, how do you have an interview? He doesn't even have his channel yet. I said, who was your first interview? He said, GP's son, remember? I'm thinking, I thought that was on my channel. That was a red flag right there. The guy is sick, man. He called that his first interview on my channel. Come on, man. I think it is Miss Bitch Bossy Man, your podcast. Yeah, one of the same. Miss Bitch and Bare Knuckles is the same person. Yeah, I'm going to talk about him and make him come out of hide. I'm going to shave him so bad he's going to bring his ass out of hide. You know, because I know he's in here listening, you know, but it's all good. And a matter of fact, we're going to talk about Bare Knuckles boxing today, the history of it. Like I said, you want something done, you got to do it yourself. So Cash Sports is going to do it, okay? Bare Knuckles boxing, the history of it. It's made a comeback now, and you got to be a special person to engage in that Bare Knuckles boxing. I want to tell you, man, because they are sitting up there, eyes sitting 2 feet out from the face, jaw sticking out, lips swollen before the fight even starts. That's from the last fight, man. My hats off to those people that engage in that Bare Knuckles boxing. They some bad men and women, man. Look, they already been in a 10-round fight before the match even starts. Yeah, but let's take a look at Bare Knuckles boxing today. Okay. How was everybody, though? How was the weekend? You enjoyed the playoffs game? We got 2 more tonight, matter of fact, remember? We got, what's up, Hardcore Boxing News? Jay Hardcore in the building. Hashtag JBT. That's the creator of the JBT. Jay Hardcore. Salute. Yeah, Jay, I was talking about Bare Knuckles. I was telling the story about him in your chat this morning. I know that was him. How a new person, never been in there. Tim Lake don't even know no Tim Lake like the Cowboys. He came in teasing Tim about the Cowboys losing yesterday, right? That was Bare Knuckles, and he's out there now. And I told him, Jay, I'm going to shame him out of hide. I'm going to talk about it so bad he's going to come out of hide. But right now, we're going to talk about Bare Knuckles boxing. You know, when something's done, you got to do it yourself. So I'm going to do it. Okay? A history of Bare Knuckles boxing. And later on this week, I'm not going to do any former boxers. I'm going to talk about some historical figures in the sport, you know. Like, for instance, tomorrow, it's going to be Angelo Dundee, legendary trainer. Trained two of the biggest names to ever participate in the sport, Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray Leonard, among others. So we're going to talk about Angelo Dundee tomorrow, okay? But today, we're going to talk about Bare Knuckles boxing. Not the guy Bare Knuckles boxing, the sport. I'm done talking about him for today, okay? Oh, man. I gotta laugh at myself. Yeah. I see Jay's laughing. Man. Sometimes some things are so ridiculous, you just have to laugh at them, man. You know? Okay. Bare Knuckles boxing. Let's take a look. Because I read up on it now, but I knew nothing about this sport at all. Nothing. And I was looking forward to having a channel on it, you know. I think the fights actually come on Fridays and Saturdays, I think. Okay. Now, Bare Knuckles boxing is also known as bare knuckle or bare knuckle fighting, right? It's a full contact combat sport based on punching without any form of padding on the hands, okay? Now, the sport as it's known today, it originated in the 17th century England, okay? And it differs from street fighting because Bare knuckles follows an aseptic set of rules, right? Street fighting, you can pick up a stick, a bottle, pull out a gun, a knife, anything, Bare knuckles got rules to it, right? Okay, that sets it aside for street fighting. Now, the rules that provided the foundation for the sport for much of the 18th and 19th century were called the London prize ring rules, right? Now, by the late 19th century, professional boxing moved, because that's what was known for as professional boxing originally, was bare knuckles. Now, by the late 19th century, professional boxing had moved from bare knuckles to using gloves, okay? Just Do Boxing in the building. Salute to Just Do Boxing, okay? The Voice. 4:00 p.m. daily. Right after me, matter of fact. I'm going on over there when I finish, as I know most of you are. I usually see y'all over there. But salute to Just Do Boxing. Talking about bare knuckles boxing today, Justin. Since the guy that went by the name didn't do it, I'm going to do it myself. You want something done, you got to do it yourself, right? Okay. And I know y'all want to know about this sport. Very interesting sport, by the way, from what I read up on it. But, by the late, because professional boxing was bare knuckles boxing in the beginning, but by the late 19th century, professional boxing had moved from bare knuckles to boxing gloves, okay? Now, the last major world heavyweight championship under bare knuckles boxing rules was held in 1889. It was held by John L. Sullivan, okay? Now, the American National Police Gazette magazine was recognized as sanctioning the world championship titles back around that time, okay? Now, bare knuckles boxing has seen a resurgence in the 21st century, with English promoters such as Bare Knuckles Boxing, BKB, in Coventry, and Ultimate Bare Knuckles Boxing, UBKB, in Warrington, as well as a couple American promoters, Bare Knuckles Fighting Championship, the BKFC, and BKFC, Bare Knuckles Fighting Championship, in Philly, and BYB Extreme in Miami, okay? So it has a resurgence, and we got a couple of promotional companies in the United States, one in Philly, one in Miami. Yeah, because I most times when I hear about those fights, they're usually coming from Florida. That's where one of the two major American promotional companies is for bare knuckles boxing. It's in Florida, okay? Yeah, excuse me for 1 minute. I need a drink of water. Wow, I almost downed that whole bottle in one sweep. Get up and go get another one in a few minutes. Okay, let's take a look at the early history of bare knuckles fighting, boxing. Okay. Now, the sport as it's known today originated in England, okay? Now, according to the Boxing Chronicle Pugilistica, the first newspaper report of a boxing match in England dates from 1681. Wow. When this newspaper called the Protestant Mercury stated, this is 1681. There was an article in that paper that said, yesterday a match of boxing was performed before His Grace, the Duke of Albemarle, between the Duke's footman and a butcher. Wow. Now the butcher won the prize, as he has done many before, being accounted, though but a little man, the best at that exercise in England. Okay, so this butcher book must say he was a bad boy. Okay. Now, the first bare knuckles champion of England was James Figg. I heard that name before. Who claimed the title in 1719. And he held it until he retired in 1730. So he held it for 13 years. This James Figg did. Wow. Now, before Jack Broughton, the first idea of current boxing originated from James Figg, okay, who is viewed as the organizer of cutting-edge boxing. In 1719, he set up a pugilistic foundation and charged himself as a professional in the noble science of defense to instruct boxers on the utilization of clenched hands, sword, and quarterstaff. Okay, that was James Figg. Now, the record for the longest bare knuckles fight in history is listed as 6 hours and 15 minutes. Wow. These two guys fought for 6 hours and 15 minutes. James Kelly and Jonathan Smith. This fight was in Australia on December 3rd, 1855. Smith gave up after 17 rounds. Woo. 17 rounds lasted 6 hours and 15 minutes because you know why? A round could last an hour. A round didn't end back then until somebody went down. Okay, it didn't have a time limit on round. The round ended when somebody got knocked down. So this fight was 17 rounds, but it lasted 6 hours and 15 minutes. Okay, and one guy just gave up. He said he cried uncle. But hey, he's still bad. He lasted 6 hours and 15 minutes. He's better than me. I probably would have cried uncle after about 15 minutes. You know, bare knuckles, them people crazy, man. I'm telling you. You got to be a specialist to do that bare knuckles. I'm serious, man. Okay. Now, bare knuckles boxing was never legal under any federal or state laws in the United States until Wyoming became the first to legalize it on March 20th, 2018. So that wasn't that long ago. Just what, 6 years? Oh, 5, really? Well, it'll be 6 in March. 6 years. I just had some kind of thought that it was legal in the United States way before that. But you hear that? Bare knuckles was never legal in the United States until 2018, just 6 years ago. Prior to that date, the chief sanctioning organization for bare knuckles boxing was a magazine, National Police Gazette, which set up matches and issued championship belts throughout the 1880s. The Police Gazette sanctioned what is considered the last major bare knuckles heavyweight world championship between John L. Sullivan and Jack Kilrain on July 8, 1889, with Sullivan emerging as the victor. And all this stuff happened. This would be in England or overseas, in Europe, okay? Other noted champions were Tom Hyer, Jackie Sullivan, Non-Perel Dempsey, that's the name, Non-Perel Dempsey, Tom Sharkey, Bob Fitzsimmons, and John Morrissey. Yeah, John Morrissey became a famous boxer too, with the gloves later on. Right, rules? Okay. Let's take a look at some of the rules that govern the sport. Bare knuckles. It is crazy, ain't it, Jay? Wow. You must be talking about those rounds, the 6 hours for 17 rounds. Yeah, but the round didn't end until somebody got knocked down. You might fight a round for 2 hours, you know. But I guess sometimes a man might have got so tired he just fell down in the round. That's what I would have done, you know. But you get like a minute, then you're right back out there, though. Some of the rules that govern the sport. Now, classical pugilism began to adopt rules by the mid-1700s to decrease cases of injuries and death. Okay, so people actually died doing this stuff, man. While also showcasing the sport as a respectable athletic endeavor. There were 3 rules that were adopted during that time until the acceptance of modern glove boxing. 3 sets of rules, okay. The Broughton rules. The first set of rules devised by champion Jack Broughton in 1743. Under Broughton's rules, a round continued until a man went down. Okay, yeah, that's what I was saying. I had read it earlier, so I cheated a little bit. A round continued until the man went down. After 30 seconds, he had to face his opponent again. Wow. So you went down, you've been fighting for 4 hours, you go down, you only get 30 seconds, then you're right back out there. Wow. Okay. He had to face his opponent again, standing more than a yard apart, or be declared beaten. So in 30 seconds, if you didn't get back out there to that mark, it was over. Hitting a downed opponent was also forbidden. Okay. Then the next set of rules was called the London Prize Ring rules. Now, these rules were initiated by the British Pugilist Association, okay, in 1838, and further revised in 1853. Now, the new rules was when they started using a ring. So they didn't even have a ring before. I guess, yeah, people just gathered around and you got in the middle and went at it. That sounds like high school, yeah. So the new rules, under the London Prize Ring rules, I guess that's why it's called that. That's when they started using the ring. And the first ring was 24 feet. I bet you Bivol would love that ring against Beterbiev, 24 feet. Bivol would definitely win that one. But nah, Beterbiev ain't giving up no 24 feet. They can forget that. No way. Okay, but the first ring, when they first started using the boxing ring, it was 24 feet, okay? Surrounded by bounded by 2 ropes. So they had 2 ropes. How many do they use now? Like 3? I can't remember. Anybody, how many ropes do they have going around the ring now? Is it still 2? Oh, wait a minute, it's a ring right there in front of me. What is that? It looks like 3, I don't know. But anyway, they had surrounded by 2 ropes, okay? Now, when a fighter went down, the round ended. He was helped to his corner. The next round would begin 30 seconds later, with each boxer required to reach unaided a mark in the center of the ring. If the fighter could not reach that mark by the end of 8 additional seconds, he was declared the loser. Okay, so really you got 38 seconds. You're supposed to have been out there about 30. If you're not out there about 30, they start counting. 8 more seconds, you lose. Okay? Kicking, gouging, butting with the head, biting, and low blows were all declared fouls. That means before the London Prize Ring rules sound like you could do all those things. Now the third set of rules were the Marquess of Queensberry rules. Now these rules are more similar to the rules used in today's boxing, okay? Now these rules were codified by John Graham Chambers of the Amateur Athletic Club and patronized by John Sholto Douglas, the 9th Marquis of Queensberry, okay? In 1867, thus the name the Marquis of Queensberry rules, okay? The new rules added restrictions that continue in boxing to this day, such as fighters having to wear padded gloves. So before the Marquis of Queensberry, the fighter still had the option of fighting bare knuckle, okay? He didn't have to use gloves. But once the Marquis of Queensberry came in, that's when gloves were required then, okay? Such as fighters having to wear padded gloves. A round being consisted of 3 minutes, okay, that's when all that started. Followed by a minute of rest, wrestling becoming illegal, and any fighter that went down had to get up in 10 seconds. Now, all those rules are used now. If a fighter was unable to get up, he was declared knocked out and the fight was over. And during this period, the introduction of the first weight divisions also took place. Okay, so that was around 1867. Okay, see, the Marquis of Queensberry rules were what ushered in the rules that's in our sport today. Okay. See what this technique situation is about. A few techniques. Okay. Yeah, that's a good question, Jay. I would think to compromise, what you think? 20? Because 22 would still be in Bivall's favor. 18 better be. I would say like 20. I think Ali and Foreman had a 20. 20 would be right there where, no big advantage for either of them, I think. 22 would be in Bivall's favor. 24 better be, but they ain't even going for that. I would say around 20, Jay. What you think? 20 would be, yeah, like a compromise. But I don't know. 20 might benefit better be had. But that's a very good question there, Jay. The ring size is going to mean a lot. That ring size is definitely going to be. I know that's going to be a big part of the negotiations. That ring size, Hey, they say they signed it. They might have already discussed it. I can't wait to see though. The ring size, yeah. I can't wait to see that because that's going to be huge. But I tell you one thing, Jay. I know it ain't going to be 18, and I know it ain't going to be 24. I would say 20 or 22. Because Bivall ain't going for 18 and Better Be Ever ain't going for 24. I can almost guarantee that. So I would say either 20 or 22. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I would say. One of those two. Yeah. Is 20 is standard? I would like 20 though, because that's right there in the middle. Nobody had no real big advantage. Okay, techniques. Well, a very good question, Jay. A lot of people is waiting on their ring size. I know I am, because that's going to be huge. Early fighting had no written rules, but Mike Amoya is known in the past to have dipped his hands in petrol for 13-minute intervals to strengthen his thumb. There were no weight divisions or round limits, and no referee resulted in very chaotic fights. Now, see, this is before those rules that I just read about. The early account of boxing was published in Nottingham in 1713 by Sir Thomas Parkins. He said the end play or Cornish hug wrestler described a system of headbutting, punching, eye gauging, chokes, and hard throws that are not recognized in boxing today. Wow, they could do all that stuff. Consequently, there were no round limits to fights. When a man could not come to scratch, he would be declared loser, and the fight would be brought to a halt. Fights could also end if broken up beforehand by crowd riot, police interference, or chicanery, or if both men were willing to accept that the contest was a draw. While fights could have enormous numbers of rounds, the rounds in practice could be quite short, with fighters pretending to go down for minor blows to take advantage of the 30-second rest period. See, that's what I was saying. Anytime a person got tired, just go down in the round, and this says they actually did that. They get tired, just go down, take advantage of the 30 seconds. Okay. I guess 30 seconds is better than nothing. That's a little break. Even though Broughton's era brought rules to make boxing more civilized, there were still many moves in this era that are illegal in today's blood boxing. That being said, there were also new revolutionary techniques that were formulated during this time. Grappling was allowed, and many favored the use of cross-buttocks throw and suplexes, although grabs below the waist were illegal while they could throw. Clinching, known as chancery, were also illegal and in use. Fibbing, where a boxer grabs hold of an opponent by the neck or hair and pummels him multiple times, were allowed. But traditional bare knuckles boxing stance is actually designed to combat against the use of grappling, as well as block punching. Kicking was also allowed in boxing at that time, with William Bendigo Thompson being an expert in kicks during his fight with Ben Kahn. Now see, that sounds more like MMA. Okay, now, it was during classical pugilism where many famous boxing techniques used today were invented. Samuel Elias was the first to invent a punch that would later become known as the uppercut. Tom Spring popularized the use of the left hook and created a technique entitled the Harlequin step, where he would put himself just in the reach of his opponent, then avoiding the instinctive punch while simultaneously delivering one himself. basically inventing the feint, right? He called it the Harlequin step. Put himself just within reach of his opponent, then avoiding the instinctive punch while simultaneously delivering one himself, basically inventing the boxing feint. That sounds kind of like the pull counter a little bit, don't it? Daniel Mendoza would become the inventor of the outboxer style of boxing, okay? Now, let's take a look at the modern bare knuckle. The one that picked back up around 2018, I think it was, yeah. I can see my comments on the phone, but I can't see them on the screen. Yeah, that ring they had Saturday was small, Jay. Yeah, Bivol ain't going for nothing like that. That looked like 18, don't it? The one him and Callum was in. 18 is the smallest one they use, right? Yeah, that looked sounded like almost 18. I know Bivol ain't going for that. No. Now let's take a quick look at modern bare knuckles boxing, the style they use today. Now, after more than a century, bare knuckles boxing returned legally to the UK in July 29th, 2015. The show was promoted by the UBBAD, headed by Joe Smith Brown and Jim Freeman. They discovered that by law, fighters would have to wear hand wraps in order to compete in bare knuckle contests legally. Yeah, they still wrap their hands, but you can't have anything within an inch of the knuckles. You can use wraps, but you got to stop within an inch of the knuckles. You can put wraps below the knuckles, and you can wrap it around the top of the fingers. But as long as they don't become within an inch of the knuckle, you still can wrap your hand. Okay. Now, with the resurgence of bare knuckles boxing in the 21st century, several modifications have been made to classical rules that control historical bare knuckle boxing. Additionally, there are several changes from the Marquis of Queensberry rules. Most notably, there's an 18-second count on any knockdown in the BKB, 18 seconds. Although the BKFC and BYB Extreme, that's the United States promotion, I think, those two, use the traditional 10 count, okay? Now, the one over there in England, they use 18 seconds when you go down. Wow. Now, somebody got to stay down 18 seconds. That fight might as well be over, right? Oh, man. That doesn't even make sense to me. 18 seconds. That seems unhealthy. Wow. In most modern bare knuckles promotions, there's no 3 knockdown rule, and fighters cannot be stayed by the belt. Fights consist of 5 rounds of 2 minutes in BKFC, both for non-title and title fights. In BKB and BYB Extreme, non-title fights are 5 rounds of 3 minutes, while title fights are 7 rounds of 3 minutes. Okay? So we have basically most non-title fights are 5 rounds, 2 minutes in one promotional company, and the other 2 is 5 rounds, 3 minutes, and then the title fights are 7 rounds, 3 minutes. Female fights in both BKB and BYB Extreme are shortened to 2 rounds. They do that to the women in bare knuckles too, 2 minutes? What's up with that? They do the women the same way in bare knuckles, 2 minutes, while the men get 3. Ain't that nothing? Ain't that nothing, man? Same thing, right here. Women fights in BKB and BYB Extreme are shortened to 2-minute rounds. One of the distinguishing characteristics of modern bare knuckle boxing is the inclusion of punching in the clinch, also known as dirty boxing. In BKB, the rules are essentially those of glove boxing, but with the absence of gloves. Okay, yeah. Inclusion, yeah, you can punch in the clinch. The referee will tell you, punch yourself out. If you get too touched up, then he'll just step in and stop it. Protect yourself at all times. In October 2021, BKFC was established as the officially licensed branch of bare knuckle fighting championships in Asia. Okay, Asia. 2021. It hosted, so this is getting kind of popular around the world now. In Asia, they hosted their first event December 18th, 2021. Okay. On February 26, 2022, Swedish fighter Matilda Wilson defeated English fighter and later replacement Taylor Reeves in the UK's first legal female bare knuckles fight in the modern era. So the first female bare knuckles fight in the modern era since they started back up in 2015 in England was 2022. Okay. In September 2022, it was announced that Bare Knuckles Fighting Championship had acquired the UK organization Bare Fists Boxing Association to form Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship UK, and that's the big one over there. Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship UK, BKFC. That meant that the BKFC would now hold shows throughout the United Kingdom. So that's about the only one over there, the BKFC. And here are their rules. 1, fighters are permitted to wrap and tape the wrist, thumb, and mid-hand. No gauze or tape can be within 1 inch of the knuckle. See, I cheated. I read it earlier. 2, fighters will toe the line. There are 2 lines, 3 feet apart in the center of the ring where the fighters will start each round. The front foot will have to be on the line, and the referee will instruct the fighters to knuckle up, which indicates the beginning of the fight. Number 3, punches are the only strike allowed and must be with a closed fist. No kicking, elbowing, kneeing, or grappling. Number 4, in the clinch, the fighter may punch his way out with the open hand. Oh, okay. In the clinch, you got to use the open hand. Wow. If there is a 3-second lull in action while clinching, the referee will break the fighter. Okay. So in the clinch in bare knuckles, you can use the open hand. You got to use the open hand in the clinch. You can't punch with the knuckle. I guess because of the closeness or whatever with the bare knuckle. And then if there's no punching it for 3 seconds, the referee step in and break it up. That's different from Al boxing. Can't use the open hand, and there's no time limit. It's up to the discretion of the referee when to step in and break it up in Al boxing. Okay. Number 5. Let me see. The light's looking okay. Everybody's mighty quiet. Oh, y'all listening? Okay. Number 5. A fighter who is knocked down will have 10 seconds to return to his feet, or the referee will stop the fight. Now, it was one of them where they have 18 seconds. Okay, I see what they did, though. The one that was 18 seconds was incorporated into the other sanctioning body, so it's now 10 seconds for all of them. Okay, I got it. Okay. So they did it. Looked like they did away with that 18 seconds, which was totally unnecessary. If somebody's down 18 seconds, the fight should be over. So it's 10 seconds to return to his feet, or the referee will stop the fight. It is not permitted to hit a down fighter. Any fighter who does will be disqualified and the purse will be withheld. Okay. While a fighter is down, the other fighter will be instructed to report to a neutral space. Okay. If you're fouling this stuff, you ain't getting no fine. You just not getting paid, period. Okay? So that's not like our boxing. You foul, you get penalized for something. But in this, it says, well, if you hit somebody while they're down anyway, you're not getting fined. They withhold your whole entire purse. So that's very good incentive to not hit nobody when they down. You ain't getting paid. Number 6. Now, I like that rule. Number 6. If a fighter is cut and the blood is impairing a fighter's vision, the referee may call a timeout to give the cut man 30 seconds to stop the bleeding. Okay, see, that's different from ours. Again, we don't have no time limit on it. When the referee stop, let the cut man look, or the doctor, they have a time limit on theirs. You get 30 seconds. If you can't stop it in 30 seconds, then I guess they stop the fight, or, oh, here we go. If the blood cannot be controlled and the blood inhibits the fighter's vision, the referee will stop the fight and award victory to the other fighter. Okay, and you have 30 seconds to do that. Can't stop it in 30 seconds. It's up to the referee's discretion, I guess, to let him continue or stop it. Okay. 7. Fights are 2 minutes per round, and each bout will be 3 or 5 rounds in length. In BKB, it can be 3, 5, or 7. Okay. 8. All fighters must wear a groin protector with a cup, a mouthpiece, trunks, or boxing trunks, and boxing wrestling shoes. 9. All fighters are expected to give 100% effort and behave with complete sportsmanship. All right. Okay. There you have it. Bare knuckles boxing. I hope that helped everybody out. It helped me out a little when I read it, learning some of the rules and seeing just how the sport operates. Yeah. Now let's what's up, Dre? Dre Finest in the building. What's up, bro? How are you? Good to see you. Dre Finest. Happy Martin Luther King's Day. To everybody, happy Martin Luther King's Day. Okay. Dre Finest in the building. We got playoff football tonight. Right now, we're going to take a look at the history of the bantamweight division because that's what I'm down to today. Doing all the weight divisions. Started at heavyweight, worked my way down to bantamweight, 118. Got some notes here somewhere. Oh, here they go. Found my notes. Okay. What's up, Dre Finest? How you been, sir? Salute. I drank that whole bottle of water in 2 drinks. Must have been thirsty. I guess you off for the holiday, Jay? Dre? Day off today. I had to work. My job is 24/7, 365. Because the people's got to be watched. Okay, but let's take a look at history of the bantamweight division. 118 pounds. Getting down to the little guys now. Okay? I've been doing good, Dre. Slow motion. Enjoying this boxing thing. We getting this hashtag JBT community up off the ground. Everything is going good. That is another channel. Remo's. Hashtag Let's Talk Fashion. Good channel. Wednesday mornings at 10. He talks about fashion. It's a mix of fashion, sports, entertainment, and life, Great channel. That's Remo's. Hashtag Let's Talk Fashion. Check it out. Wednesday mornings at 10. Okay. Another channel added to the hashtag JBT lineup, which is a fire lineup, by the way. J Hardcore with hardcore boxing news at 8 a.m. in the morning. Then I come on at 2 p.m. Cash Sports Boxing Talk, the History Channel. And right behind me at 4 p.m., The Voice, Just Do Boxing. J Hardcore spins the block. He ain't spinning the block right now, he's in here. But after I go off, he's going to go back, spinning the block. We'll be back on at 8 with another edition of Hardcore Boxing News, or the Hangout, as we know it. And then at 9, the Rise Podcast closes down the day for the JBT with one of their fire shows. Now, is that a murderer's row or what? Of this YouTube thing. That's a murderer's row lineup. And then on Wednesday mornings, we have hashtag Let's Talk Fashion with Remo. Hashtag JBT. So that JBT. It's moving fast. It done left the station and is all the way down the track, on the way down the track. We still moving, but we can stop and let somebody on, but we're going to be full speed soon, so you better get on there. Because we ain't going to be able to stop anymore soon. We're going to be going full speed ahead, okay? So don't miss it. Get on the train while you still got time. But let's take a look at this bantamweight division, 118, y'all. Oh, you off today, Dre? Okay. What you got planned? Just chilling today? Yeah. Yeah, we always had that parade down Martin Luther King Boulevard. I used to go down there and look at them little healthy girls when I was younger, but I'm too old for that now. Them little drunk men just marching around in their little skirts and stuff. When I was a youngster, I used to be down there peeping, but I'm too old for that now, you know. See some old man like down there like me, people might start looking at me sideways and stuff, you know. Come on, let me get into this bantamweight division. Okay. All right. Now the first title fight with gloves was between we talking about 118. The first title fight with gloves was between Chappie Moran and Ray Lewis in 1889, right? Now at that time, the limit for this weight class was 110 pounds, okay? Now in 1910, however, the British settled on a limit of 118, okay? That's what it is today. Now the range is from, you gotta be above 115 and up to 118. Now, you know, we got from like 112 to 122. We got like 4 weight classes within 10 pounds of each other. We got flyweight, we got super flyweight, we got bantamweight, then we got super bantamweight. 112 to 122, we got 4 weight classes. They could have just made 2, or maybe 1 out of all of that. I wonder what's the reasoning for all those weight classes in that little squeeze into 10 pounds. Ain't that kind of strange? That's what they be calling it, Trey. I'm glad you said it. Yeah, that's what they be calling it. But it's good for the young people that they still had a parade, something to go out there and do and holler and scream and enjoy the music and the festivities. And it's all in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., man, you know? So just a great day, man. You know, I remember when Stevie Wonder was just still trying to get that holiday, man. Stevie worked his butt off and got that thing a holiday, man. Yes, he did. All up in front of Congress and stuff. You gotta just give Stevie a lot of credit for this, man. Remember that? I know you remember Jay and Dre and y'all. Stevie Wonder was back there fighting for Martin Luther King Jr. to get this holiday, and we got it, man. You know? And it's not just like Black History Month, February. We got a month in the year, man. Every day is Black History Day to me, man, you know? And this is a great honor to have Martin Luther King recognized. He got his own day, federal holiday. But I had to work. But okay, yeah. This weight class is from 150, you got to be above 115 and no more than 118 when you weigh in. That's when you fight, Devin Haney. You can weigh in at 140, then you can fight. You can be at super middleweight, Devin Haney. Okay, but that means 118 on the day of the weigh-in. Now, whatever you can get to by Saturday night when the fight is, that's on you. Okay. Now, the name for this weight class was derived from the bantam chicken. Okay. Now, the current world champions in this division, the WBA is Takuma Inoue, little brother to the monster. Okay. He's got a fight coming up. He was supposed to fight last month, but I think it's in February. No, or March. Coming up. I know earlier this year, Takuma Inoue, he has the WBA strap. I've never seen him fight. I'm just dying to see him fight. You know, Monster's little brother. I mean, he can't be no another monster. You know, I guess you can call him the little monster or whatever, you know. Scary, you know. Monster's little brother, I guess you call him Scary. Now the WBC strap is Alejandro Santiago. Remember, these are the belts that the monster dropped before he went up and challenged Cooper. Remember, Alejandro Santiago beat Nonito. What was that, like September, something like that? Yeah. Nonito said he's coming back though. He's 40, but he said he ain't going nowhere. Okay. IBF, Emmanuel Rodriguez. And the WBO is Jason Maloney. We saw him Saturday. That was the best fight of the night. Jason Maloney and Judge, they went at it. BN Boxing News is back in the building. BN was in here earlier. He said salute to me when I was getting ready to come on in here. Salute BN Boxing News. Y'all check out BN Boxing News. You gotta find your channel over there too. BN Boxing News, okay? He don't have no set time where he comes on. But he dropping some fire content over there. Get over there and check him out, man. Okay? Yeah, that was a great fight between Jason Maloney and Sanchez Saturday. That was fan friendly. Now I thought I thought Sanchez edged it out, but I ain't mad because he was the champion, and it was that kind of fight where, you know. Now, if Sanchez had been champion and they gave it to Maloney, then something would have been right. But since Maloney came in with the belt, yeah, I ain't mad that they gave it to him. But I did think Sanchez edged it out. Or a draw, I wouldn't have been mad. But it was a good fight. One judge did call it a draw. Then I think it was like 115, 113, something like that, the other two. It was a very close fight. Fan friendly, man. Them guys went at it, man. One of them fights where one guy land a punch, the other guy punching back. Like, you know, I'm getting my get back right immediately, you know. The other guy land a punch, he's swinging right back. You ain't getting nothing in on me, man. It was that kind of fight. And that 12th round, they left it all right there in the middle of the ring, man. And they was clinched up, fighting inside a lot, but it wasn't the tight where the referee had. They had a good referee. He let them fight, man. He stepped in when they got clinched up too much, but for the most part, he let them fight their way out of clinches, man. Y'all saw it. It was a great fight, man. It was the fight of the night to me. Maloney and Sanchez. And Maloney holds the WBO. And he also has a brother fight. I can't remember what weight class the brother fights in. But I know more about this one. I don't know too much about his brother, you know. I don't even think he has a belt. Does his brother have a belt? Jason Maloney brother? I'm not sure. But okay. And now the rankings. Ring Magazine, of course. I like these rankings, man. Ring Magazine rankings are on point. I don't, you know. It's owned by Oscar, but like I always say, I'm not going to hold that against them. I like their rankings. The champion Ring always had most of the time had the champion vacant, you know, because they don't actually have people out there, you know, fighting, you know. This is for the Ring Magazine championship, you know, so they mostly had the champions vacant. But at number one, they have he's a former champ, okay, his brother, okay. I don't know too much about him. Now this one, I follow this one, Jason. I like Jason. You know, I thought he lost, sir, but I ain't mad because he came in with the belt, and I would say it this way, he did enough to keep his belt. Although I thought he lost, but he did enough to keep his belt, if you can understand that. You know, yeah, I think he did. So yeah, he is number one in the rankings, Ring Magazine rankings. At number two is Emmanuel Rodriguez. He's the IBF champ. Number three, Alejandro Santiago, who is the WBC champ. Remember, he beat Nonito for that. At number four is Vincent Astrolabia. Number five is Nonito Donaire. Number six, Paul Butler. He lost his belts to Monster before Monster moved up. That was Monster's first, when he first became undisputed. At number seven, Ryosuke Nishida. 8, Takuma Inoue. Now, I don't know. I've never seen him fight. He's the champ. They got him at 8. Wow. Well, at 140, they didn't even have Rolly in the top 10. And I agree with that because Rolly don't even deserve to have no belt. Rolly is renting that belt until somebody come take it from him. But anyway, Takuma Inoue is number 8. Number 9 is David Cuellar. And rounding out the top 10 at 10, Ego Higa. That's 118. Tomorrow will be junior bantamweight, 150. And tomorrow also, this week, I'm not doing former fighters this week. We're going to get back to that, but I want to do something different. Just historical figures, you know, or great, huge figures in our sport, historical figures. And tomorrow is going to be Angelo Dundee. A look at the life and career of Angelo Dundee. He had two of the biggest fighters ever to go up those steps, man. Muhammad Ali and then Sugar Ray Leonard, okay? Angelo trained both of them, man. So we're going to take a look at him, at Angelo Dundee tomorrow on Cash Sports Boxing Talk, the History Channel. Y'all like that? Cash Sports Boxing Talk, the History Channel. Okay. And yeah, we got some more playoffs tonight. We got the Steelers at the Bills, and we got the Eagles at the Bucks. The Eagles had to go on the road, man. They're not playing like they was this time last year. They kind of like slacking off at the wrong time, man. You know, this time of year, most teams playing their best, but the Eagles, oh no, man. But my Ravens will play next weekend, either the Texans or the Steelers. Now, if the Steelers win tonight, we'll play the Steelers. If the Bills win, then we play the Texans. I think it's going to be the Texans. The Steelers not going in Buffalo beating no Bills. Buffalo is the scary team. You know, every year you had a team you don't want to play. This year is Buffalo, man. That's the team that can step up at any time. They might get it together and go on a run. Buffalo is that team this year. I'm not saying they're going to, but the Buffalo Bills are a dangerous team, man. Because they had that quarterback, man, Josh Allen. That's a bad boy. I mean, he didn't have the best of years this year, but like I said, at any time, he can get hot and take their team on a 4-win run. Because you got to win 4 games in a row to win the Super Bowl. Well, if you're the buy team, you have to win 3, right? But most of them got to win 4 in a row. And Buffalo is that team this year that can. I'm not saying they're going to do it, because they got to come through Baltimore, Maryland to do it. You know, the road to the Super Bowl in the AFC runs right here through Baltimore, Maryland. Okay. Did I tell y'all the Ravens are the number 1 seed in the AFC? Yeah. But yeah, this is a great time to be a sports fan, man. We got the NFL playoff, this boxing. This weekend, I think we got the women. I think we got Latasha Jonas and Michaela Mayer, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they are fighting for Latasha's strap, I believe. Let me look at that real quick. Yeah, I believe they are fighting for Latasha's. I think that's around welterweight or something. Latasha is unified. And Michaela, she's the one that lost to Alicia Baumgartner on the Clarissa Shields Savannah Marshall card, right? That was Michaela Mayer, so she's okay. Yeah, this should be a good scrap, and I think the whole card is decent. The entire card is decent. Yeah. Man, I can't spell. They spell schedule. Schedule. Yeah. Well, I've been out of school about 50 years or something. Yeah, that was right. Tim Layton. What's up, Tim? Tim Layton, JBT. We had our boy Bare Knuckles in the hangout. He won't even say nothing in my chat under one of his assumed names. Because he know I can figure him out. By the way he types, the wording. Now, he in here as a voyeur, but he won't even come in here under none of them fake names. Because I caught him this morning. He's going to come in there and tease Tim about the Cowboys. And I'm like, how this new guy never been in the hangout know Tim Layton like the Cowboys? And then Jay had a good thought. Jay said, well, maybe Tim know him. But we asked Tim, nope, Tim ain't never heard of the guy. So that was Bare Knuckles. But I know you're out there, Bare Knuckles. But he won't come in here under none of his fake names. But it's all good, you know. It's all good. Yeah. Okay, Natasha Marshall against Michaela Mayer. That should be a good scrap. Yeah. I think that's in where's that fight at? Oh yes. Oh, Pro Box returns Wednesday too. Today is the 5th. Yeah, Pro Box returns Wednesday. You like that, Tim? He came in there teasing you about the Cowboys, Tim. And I kind of like the Cowboys too. I was kind of pissed off about that. The way they got beat yesterday, you know, coming in teasing somebody about it. How does this person know Tim Layton like the Cowboys? And the wording. The person typed the wording out just like he used to do it too. You know? Yeah. That's why he won't type nothing in my chat. I'm gonna make him. I'm gonna keep talking about it. But he's scared to type something in my chat, you know. But anyway, yeah. We had Pro Box on Wednesday. And then this weekend, yeah. Natasha Jonas versus Michaela Mayer. That's Eddie. I think that Eddie. Yeah, Liverpool, England. Yeah, that's Eddie. Yeah. I don't know too many of the co-mains. Jack Cullen versus Zach Shelley. Super middleweights. British and Commonwealth both titles. I guess you got to be British to care about them titles. Reese Alexander. Okay, yeah, the card in Japan is next Tuesday. Okay, yeah. And Shiro Taraji, yeah. Where's Aunt McQueen at? I haven't seen Aunt McQueen in a minute. And none of and Hangout or Just Do Nowhere, right? Anybody seen that? I guess that's right, BN Boxing News. Sub with all just right, BN. Sub to all our channels with all them accounts. We jump up like 10 subs right away. You know? Dude, that's like 10 subs right off the bat, man. I wonder if he did that. He didn't do it on mine because I ain't never jumped like that. And he's supposed to be our associate. He ain't even sub with all of his channels on our channels, man. That would have been like 10, 15, 20 subs right up, right, boom. You know? You know? Yeah, man. But yes, yeah, we got Tuesday boxing next week from Japan. It ain't the monster though. Then we got next Saturday on the 27th, we got Jamie Munguia, John Ryder, Towering Fronto's sister, Gabriella Fedor, but she's just like him. Tall. She's 5'9", fighting at flyweight. That's 112. Just like, what is he, 6'7", fighting at 154. He should be up like cruiserweight somewhere. And she, at 5'9", as a woman, she should be like at least junior featherweight. She's at 112. How can somebody be 5'9" and get down to 112? I would like to ask Tampa Tommy about that. Is that healthy? 5'7", weighing 112 pounds. Well, I guess by the fight she's not, but she still got to get down there to weigh in, right? So man, she probably looked like a stick twig, a twig or something. I'm gonna watch that weigh-in. That's next week. You get to see somebody 5'9", weighing 112 pounds. Wow. But yes, this year is going to be great, man. And we got Tyson Fury, we got heavyweight undisputed. And heavyweight undisputed is good for boxing. Because I know those lower weight classes are picking up and making noise, but boxing still, heavyweight still runs boxing, man. With a good, vibrant heavyweight division with an undisputed champion in it, that is excellent for boxing. Where's Al Booger and Remo at today? Remo might be at Avoya. Remo, if you're Avoya, put a thumbs up or something in the chat. Yeah, William. Right, Tim. He came in to hang out last night at the end of the Old Timers show. He came in right at the end, but he hadn't been in any of our chats regular lately. That's a good question, Tim. I haven't seen old school either, not that much. He might be working though, because he missed a couple days from rain last week, so he might be making up. Yeah, that's why he don't be in mind during the day, because he's working. He'd come in if it's a rainy day or something like that. Yeah, but other than that, old school is out there working. Did I tell y'all I'm retiring in 3 months? Me and Jay Hardcore are going to cut up. Like I told y'all earlier, y'all might be watching the Hangout in the morning. I might be sitting up there by Jay in the Hangout in the mornings. And then, yeah, because May. That's it. 27 years is enough, you know? Mm-hmm. Yep. Gave Uncle Sam 20. Mm-hmm. Then I gave the state of Maryland, but I'm in the last year of my state of Maryland duty, you know. And when I first got the state of Maryland, I got points because I had military time. You know, when you take the test, you get points from your military. Like if you get a certain score, you have an advantage over other people because they add your military points to your score. I don't know how many it was or anything, but I know I got points added. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. Industry. What industry? Corrections. I have been in corrections. Yep. Somebody got to do it. I don't do too much now, though. I'm like in administration now, you know. I might actually go into the jail once a month or something, if that much. You know, yeah. I did earn my position. Yeah, but this is going to be a great year in boxing. We got the NFL playoffs. Time is winding down. Another good cast sports. Trey Fine is in the building today. Happy Martin Luther King Day to everybody again. Box Wednesday, and then we got the women this weekend, Michaela Mayer and Latasha Jonas. Women always giving us not undisputed or unified or something, you know. They don't take 5 years to do it. They get in there and get it on, man. We're also looking for Savannah Marshall and Fran Chon, because remember when Fran Chon beat Shadeja, Savannah Marshall was in line for the winner because she was a champion in recess. Remember, she had got injured, right? So, and after the fight, Fran Chon said she wanted the rematch. I think Fran Chon will beat her again. Savannah will beat Fran Chon again because Savannah's gonna let her hands go. When Fran Chon run on up in there trying to grab and stuff, Savannah gonna be waiting for it with something, just like last time. She ain't gonna be like today, just standing there looking baffled. Hands in her pockets. Every time Fran Chon ran up in there on Savannah had something waiting for her. Sent her back out with something, you know. So if we get that fight again, and of course we're waiting on the face of boxing, right, to come back with his announcement. We got Boots out there expecting him soon. The GOAT haven't been in there since what, July? Yeah, she fought July 1st, remember? Waiting on the GOAT, man. With all the fights we got on the schedule, and then what the fighters we waiting on announcement, man. This boxing is doing it again this year, man. Because look at the schedule we got already. We got Undisputed. We got Bivol and Beterbiev coming up. We got Tio on there. Loma. And look at the people that's not on the schedule yet. The face of boxing. Boots. The GOAT. The Mexican Monster. Canelo ain't got nothing scheduled yet. Man, this year is just... The best fights haven't even been scheduled yet, but we know they're coming. You know the face of boxing gonna fight sometime this year. And we still thinking about our hangout, meet and greet too. I ain't forgot that. We was trying to wait and see what the face of boxing was gonna do, you know. We was hoping maybe we might get lucky and he fight in DC or in this area somewhere, man. In the East. Because so many of us is from this area of the country. We could maybe meet up at the fight or something. But then I don't know the details, but I heard a rumor about Bad Girls Promotions, the one that's affiliated with the Rise. It's got a big event planned, and that's probably going to be over in this area somewhere. So maybe that we could have our meet and greet, but we're going to have it. So keep that in mind. Be saving your pennies, you know. Yeah. We can put some meet up. I just know if old school call, I'm staying away from him, man. I ain't trying to go to jail. Old school like fighting people and stuff, man. No. He'll have us out there in a riot or something against another group of people. So, well, I'm staying away from old school. The man just beat up some guy a while back. Yeah. But we're going to have that meet and greet, and we're going to have some fun. Look at all the fun we have in the hangout over social media. Imagine all of us in person together. That would be crazy. But we're going to do it. Yeah. Thomas Hill in the building. Jay Fine is in here today. I'm starting to look forward to 2 o'clock, man. I'm starting to enjoy these things. You know? It's like I know y'all. I do know y'all. I mean, like, talk to y'all every day. So I do know y'all, you know? Yeah. It just be like a group of old friends getting together to hang out, meet and greet. The JBT community is really growing, man. It's going to be a big thing. I think they said we have a meeting Saturday, so be on the lookout for that. We'll learn about that in one of the hangouts this week. What the story with the meeting's going to be. Just Do Boxing is coming up at 4 o'clock. I'm going on over. I got to go get my wife at. Well, I didn't tell 8 o'clock though. Yeah, I said 8. My daughter's okay. Remember I told y'all she had an accident. Was it Friday or something? She was in the hospital one day. Her legs got jammed up in the car. Wasn't nothing broken. She just had some real bad soreness in her. And they just wanted to look at her overnight, right? So she's home, resting. She's okay. Her boyfriend tried to run a damn light and ran into the side of a damn tractor trailer, man. Ain't that crazy? What's the hurry? Now you sitting there, you in a big hurry to get to it. Now you sitting there ain't going nowhere. I think accidents are just so stupid, man. You're in this big hurry to get somewhere. Now you done crash. You sitting there ain't going no damn where. When you could have been where you going. If you took your time, makes sense, don't it? Take your time, man. You'll get there. Them people that want to be riding off fast, passing that by, get right over in that right lane, go ahead. And then guess what? We get you the next light, I'm right behind them. And then did all that speeding and rushing. I done took my time. We at the red light together. So, hey, that's not crazy. That's stupid, man. You get further down the street, there they is on the side of the road in an accident. It's crazy, man. Good and crazy. But I hope everybody have a good day. And I'll see y'all at Just Do or in the hangout tonight. I haven't seen Jake Hardcore say in a while. He's probably left out and he's continuing back around, spinning the block again now. And he'll be back at 8. Be around the block by 8, back in the hangout. And we will be in there waiting for him. It snowed up here. I seen some snow on the ground when I went outside this morning. On the way in. I was like, what? I knew it snowed the other day and it was mixed with rain, but there was actually snow on the ground this morning. I missed that. Must have happened overnight or something. I was like, wow. So we're going to get that blizzard this year. We haven't had one in a while. Being Boston News said it was snowing in Texas. Was it yesterday? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's something they don't do too often, snowing in Texas. But it's just the man up above. We can't control that. Man got all this technology and stuff, but he can't control when it rains. He can't control rain, snow, and he can't control the weather. He can try, but he cannot do that. Only one person, one being can control all that stuff. And there's not no man down here on this earth. But guess what? I'm going to get on up out of here now. It's been nice. Another nice one. Let me do my little rundown. We had Uncle Dre Finest in the building today. Appreciate Uncle Dre Finest. Just Do Boxing was in here. Be on in about 5 or 10 minutes. The Boxing Menu Podcast. Bruce Gast, Boxing, Jazz, and More. One of the regulars of the old school panel that comes on Sundays at 8 o'clock. Bruce Gast was up there with all those guys, trainers and big timers in boxing. Bruce Gast right up there holding his own with him like he belonged, man. Everybody telling me to go up there, man. I ain't getting up there with them experts. I might go up there Sunday, but I ain't saying nothing. You know? I'll just piggyback off what Bruce Gast says. Wouldn't be Cat Sports up there with all them experts. Then, but I might go up there Sunday. Showtime, the guy passed, was in the building. Mike Masick was in the building. Tim Layton, hashtag JBT. Appreciate you, Tim Layton. Thomas Hill, hashtag JBT. J Hardcore, hashtag JBT. The creator of the JBT, by the way. NBN Boxing News in the building. BN Boxing News was in the building when I came into the building. Solid brother. And I'm telling y'all, get over there and check out BN Boxing News channel for me, please. They don't have like a regular time to come on or anything, but he's still putting out some fire content over there. Get over there and check him out. Okay. It'll be well worth it. And once again, I appreciate all my supporters that continues to rock with my growing channel. Happy Martin Luther King Day, everybody. Cat Sports, y'all.